It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 11 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some fairly awesome and interesting details about the last 8 episodes of The Walking Dead, particularly the premiere and some information about the series finale. Now, this information has not been officially released, so because of that, we are labeling them as leaks or spoilers. So if you're not interested, don't watch the rest of this video because we're obviously gonna dive deep into the details. Now, these are not huge spoilers, but they are fairly significant. So for those of you that are gonna stick around, when we return, we're going to take a look at the post-credit scene for the series finale, so Season 11, Episode 24, as well as some information about the episode opener for the Season 11 Part 3 premiere, so Season 11, Episode 17. And we're also going to take a quick look at some information about the credit sequence for the last 8 episodes. So stay tuned, we'll be right back to break it all down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. First, we're going to take a look at the details for the Season 11 Part 3 premiere, so Season 11 Episode 17. We have a lot of interesting information about the opening scene of the Season 11 Part 3 premiere. I'm going to go through it and read it and kind of share my thoughts as we go along. The Walking Dead's final Season Part 3 premiere opens on the iconic image of Rick Grimes, Andrew Lincoln, waking up post-apocalypse. Obviously, this is Rick waking up after his coma, shambling past the blood-smearing walls of a dark and deserted hospital corridor. I think any die-hard Walking Dead fan remembers that, so I don't need to remind you of that, obviously. The groans and growls of the undead come from behind the chained cafeteria door, spray-painted with the ominous warning, "Don't open, dead inside." Again, something that any die-hard Walking Dead fan knows about, so I'm not going to dive deep into that. Then we have a voiceover or monologue from Judith, which is fairly awesome and interesting. In the monologue, Judith says, "I heard a lot of stories about when the world fell." And this is obviously the actress that plays Judith, Kaylee Fleming, I believe, narrating. She's actually narrating over flashback footage from the first 12 years of the Walker apocalypse. So that's pretty awesome. And then the monologue continues, "The people who die and the people who go aren't lost forever." She says in another vignette over clips of the dead and the living no longer on the show. And they list some characters that are in those flashbacks: Rick, Michonne, Carl, Herschel, and Glenn. So that's fairly cool and pretty awesome. I mean, I was expecting something like this for the series finale, but it looks like they're gonna open up the premiere of the last part of Season 11 with kind of an emotional roller coaster ride to really push us into the final 8 episodes. You know what I mean? But this is fairly awesome, and it's obviously hinting that the final 8 episodes are gonna be very emotional and gut-wrenching. But that's pretty much all of the information that we have about the opening scene of the premiere for Season 11 Part 3, so Season 11 Episode 17. The next couple of things we're going to talk about relate to the credit sequence. That's obviously the animation that is shown to us as the credits roll. So the information that we have is that new to the final batch of episodes are supersized opening credits. The animated sequence is longer and more detailed, with a closer look at some of the iconic locations from the season. I'm expecting to see, obviously, Alexandria, Commonwealth even now, and maybe even Oceanside, Hilltop, obviously, but also probably the prison, maybe the farm, and potentially the sanctuary, and maybe Woodbury, maybe Terminus. So that's going to be fairly awesome. Bear McCreary's original score has been modified in several sections to accommodate the changes, and now the names of the entire cast appeared during the opening credits. So that's super cool. Obviously, that means people who are no longer on the show, either they left or they're dead, their names are still gonna show. So Andrew Lincoln, Denai Guerrera, Steven Yeun, and the rest. So that's gonna be super cool. Additionally, make sure to not skip past the title sequence. The familiar Walking Dead score running over the opening credits has been slightly expanded to include a few new animated sequences. 10 actors have been added to the opening credits, and that obviously goes back to the names of the entire cast appearing. With that out of the way, now we're going to take a quick look at details about the series finale, season 11, episode 24, and a potential post-credit scene involving none other than Rick Grimes that might be coming up. The Walking Dead brand manager and executive producer Scott M. Gimple, during a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly, teased that the team is working right now on a couple things. When asked about a post-credit scene in the series finale, he says there are a couple ways it could go, he added. So that definitely means that they're thinking about a post-credit scene. Obviously, a couple months ago, there was some leaks and spoilers about a potential post-credit scene that Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes, is filming, so it could be related to that. And obviously, based on what we covered about that potential post-credit scene, we know that it's going to be Rick being involved in some sort of a firefight, and he's going to end up getting injured, similar to how he got injured before he left the show. He's not going to die, he's just going to get injured. So I'm assuming that all of those are going to come together in some sort of way. But if they're not really talking about a post-credit scene, or if Scott Gimple isn't necessarily teasing about a post-credit scene, what else could it be? I feel like the other thing that they could be kind of cooking up for us, other than a post-credit scene, is something along the lines of a flash-forward scene that takes place at the end of the episode, but it's not really part of the main episode. You know what I mean? So it's going to be similar to what they already did back in season 8. If you remember, they did some sort of a hallucination or dream sequence with Old Man Rick and all of that. I feel like we're going to see something similar, but expanded. It's going to involve more than just the Grimes family. And unlike the dream sequence with Rick, this one's going to be real. And it's going to be what everyone is going through and what the situation is like. Maybe like 5, 6, 7 years down the line, after the events that we already saw in the last 8 episodes of The Walking Dead, and potentially after everything that happens in the spin-offs. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to share in this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm definitely interested to know your thoughts and opinions about this. What are your thoughts and opinions about the opening scene of the series finale, final 8 episode batch? So season 11, episode 17. What are your thoughts about the opening credits being expanded, and what do you think about the potential post-credit scene that we're going to see in the series finale, season 11, episode 24? So share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.